everybody? Guess who's back? It's your man Tomaselli, Joey Tomaselli, JT Money, aka Playboy, aka HBK, aka Richard Gere's son, HBA, whatever you want to call it. Wonder Boy, welcome to the show. It's good to see you again. Haven't seen you in a week since the big move. How's everything going?
It's good, yeah, it's good.
It's good. Talking to the mic, Wonder Boy. Talking to the mic. All right, guys, episode 15. I just signed Wonder Boy to a 9-year contract, $9 million. Over 9 years, he's getting $81 million. He's upgraded from 3 freezies for the last 3 weeks, and he's really enjoying it. You don't really get to see my face. It's not what I want right now, Wonder Boy, because my face is half of the show. But it's glad to see everybody. Anthony Bravetti's in the house, of course. Michael Jordan, I love you, Anthony. How's it going? Guys, big episode tonight, but let me go through my sponsors. So JoeyTLive, Leafs Talk, Life Talk. Episode 14. Tonight's sponsors are myself, the best mortgage agent in Toronto, Joey.Tomaselli at thenovagroup.ca or 416-553-JOEY. Purchases, refinancing, construction financing, commercials. Guys, I do it all. Give me a call after the show. We'll talk hockey and we'll talk mortgages. Vivo Transport Limited. Call Timo. Oh my God, I'm on the wrong page here. Call Timo. Currently with 5 locations across North America. Transportation and Warehousing Company is our second sponsor, huge sponsor. They signed on for the whole year, guys. They're doing great things, great company. Hello, Mike Spataro. Joanna, nice to see you on the show. Goldie Lounge and Nightclub is our third sponsor, 619 King Street West, Toronto. Call or message me for guest lists or booths. I do everything, guys. I got 32 jobs, but that's what keeps me so interesting. The most interesting man in Toronto, that's for sure. Let's go right into this, Wonder Boy. West Coast trip, I said it last week. We needed to win 2 out of possible 3 games. And what did they do?
1, 2, 3.
Am I a genius? Am I David Blaine? Am I Chris Angel? Am I that girl from Rhode Island with the Bon Jovi hair that predicts stuff from the dead, whatever her name is? Her hair looks like the Wonderland ride into the bat. It's so huge. Why am I gone over here? What's going on here? Okay, it's okay. Just pause. So yes, I said they needed to at least win 2 to the 3. They did that. Before you get into your stats, Wonder Boy, because I know the knowledge is, you're bleeding out of your ear right now. That's how much knowledge you have. They got possible 4 out of the 6 points, which I'm very happy about. On a side note, guys, I couldn't believe this stat that I found out. Anderson has the second most wins for a goalie to start a career for a minimum of 200 starts, only trailing behind Holtby since 2005, and he's 8th all time since they had goalies in the league, which was probably 1917 before me and you were born, Wonder Boy, and I still found that stat amazing. I did not think he had that many wins. How'd you feel about that stat? I just busted on you right now.
Pretty incredible.
We give him a lot of flack.
He wins games.
He faces more shots than I did as a child from Silvio, and yet he still gets a lot of W's. I think we're too hard on the guy. He doesn't have maybe a personality, but look at those stats. He's, after 215 games, my man, where's he from again? Denmark, okay. My man, after 215 games played, is 125 wins, 50 losses, 27 overtime losses, goals against average of 2.48, and a save percentage of .920, and he faces more rubber than a Trojan condom commercial. That's a lot of rubber. What do you think about that one, Roy?
That was a good one.
That was a great one. I should get signed for sure. Guys, we have a great show coming up. Like I said, 3 games. First game was in Calgary. Wonder Boy, let's see what you got to offer. $9 million. Don't think about the money like Draisaitl. You got paid for a reason. You had a strong playoffs coming into this show. Tell me what happened in the Calgary game. Mom, go for a walk. This is my last show. My mom just came down here in a robe. I don't want to describe it anymore. No Candy Crush for her tonight. She's been grounded. Wonder Boy, hit us with the Calgary game right now.
So the Leafs big 4-1 win against Calgary. I think it was their most complete game of the season. Don't you think?
I think if it wasn't for Anderson, though, in that first period or second period, they probably would have got blown out. He made a kick save. I can't remember on who. I probably made that on Marco Ricci.
His pinky toe.
With his toe, yes. Probably didn't cut his nail.
Second time all season they held the team to 20 shots.
It was actually a great game. Like you said, a fluky goal. Who scored the goals there? Won the boy in that game?
Polak's the first goal. It went off.
I think it went
Travis
off.
Hamonic going 5 feet wide.
I think he even went off.
And Mike Smith was shocked.
One of the the hot dog guys too, went off
Went
him.
off 2 guys. Yeah.
Went off the Zamboni driver and went in. Hey, a goal's a goal. Smith was playing amazing up to that point.
He was robbing us in the first period.
Sure, he's 9
He
foot.
robbed Marner. Marner was
9'7". He's got hair like Huey Lewis, so he is a good goalie, right?
other
So,
goal scorers. Zaitsev, Kadri, and empty netter by Komarov.
fantastic. So that was a 3-0. You know, they never really do good in Calgary, and I thought they played a strong game. Calgary just came off a 6-game road trip, so they were pretty. They didn't look to themselves. You know, Jordo, he played Johnny Hockey, played a little good. Yager was hurt, but you know what? We got the 2 points. Screw them, right?
That Gujola and Goudreau, Monahan, Backlund, they were shut out on the night. -5 on the night. They were just completely off the score sheet.
That's amazing.
Nothing.
Okay, second game. What a doozy that was in Edmonton. 3-1 start. Wonderboy, go through some stats, please.
So Matthews finally picked up a goal in his, a 5-game skid, I think it was.
I think he had 2 goals in his first 7 games back, but you're right. He had 2 goals in his first game back, so I think he was scoreless in 6. Yeah, he's human, guys.
Matthews, fourth line had a really big night for the Leafs. Dominic Moore, Matt Martin, and Nylander all having goals scored. They were combined 7 points on the night.
Wow.
That one line, +5.
That's amazing. Keep going, Wonderboy.
Leafs were outshot 46-35. That second period, Edmonton came out guns blazing. The Leafs on their heels the whole period. Nylander's, I think it was the 4th goal of that, right before the end of the second period.
He roof jobbed that one.
It was a snipe, and
I think that
gave
was
us the lead going into the third period, which we really needed.
They needed it, just like you needed that contract that I just signed
Oh,
you for
yeah.
9 years.
But was broke
Definitely
before the.
bought some new sweaters at Winners. They see what that check you got.
At the end of the game, Chris Russell basically gave us the game.
Isn't he an actor, Kurt Russell? Who the hell is this Kurt Russell? That guy slapped one on his own net like he was mad at his goalie for not picking him up in the Uber on the way to the game. Poor guy, he had a goal and assist, but the ham just turned around and slapped one on his goalie. Even Kadri had to laugh. I haven't seen Kadri laugh that hard since I saw him at Maison with 14 girls around him in a booth. He had a great chuckle about it. I think that Wonderboy with Nylander's coming out game, he had a great game, 3 points. He was the best player on the ice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And you know, Edmonton came back, but we still won the game 6-4 and huge 4 points to start off. Wonderboy, before you go, shout out to Napa Valley Kitchens. Garney needs to go. He's weak in our zone. Oh, Napa Valley Kitchen, I have to tell you, you're correct. Wonderboy here, if he could get his contract and pay someone to whack him out, he would. He hates.
I hate Garney.
Tell him how much you hate.
Absolutely despise him.
Shish kebab, is that what you said?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
No, I know Wonderboy hates him. I think Wonderboy would definitely give him a figure 4 if
He's
he
an
ever
okay
made
offensive player, but he cannot defend. He can't make decisions in his own end.
I agree with you. He does buckle a lot. And shout out to Umit, one of the best DJs in Toronto. Joey T for mayor. Umit, if you guys ever want to hear that guy spin, he's got one of the best tracks in the world. Umit's going places. I love that guy. Shout out to Lucky. The Leafs are useless at holding leads, as we know, so it was no surprise to see them pegged back by the Oilers. Lucky, your name sounds like the Leafs right now against Edmonton. They were very lucky. So good point there, Lucky. What a point. And we got Jason. Hi from San Miguel, guys. We're going coast to coast with these shows now. We got people from Portugal saying hello. Jason, good friend of mine. Thanks for showing us some support. Let's go over the Vancouver game, the one game that they did lose. Talk to me, Wonderboy, about that
So
game.
we had Bozak out of the lineup, so Babcock had to shuffle the lines.
What was wrong with Bozak, do you know?
It was an illness.
Illness, okay. What do you have, SARS? What happened?
Picked up a cold.
Picked up a cold, okay. We all get those. You don't see me missing work.
So that first line, we had Hyman, Matthews, Brown. It was the same thing as Edmonton, Calgary. But
okay.
Second line, JVR, Marlowe, Marner. Komarov, Kadri, Nylander, and Levo got brought into the lineup with Dominic Moore and Matt Martin.
Yeah, it's a little slow line there, but I guess without Bozak, you know, it's funny when Bozak's gone, you realize, not that we miss him, but he's an extra centerman that's not there, which really hurts. So yeah. I hope his illness goes away and he takes some Tylenol Cold for the love of God, suck it up and get on the ice.
Only goal scorer was JVR, surprisingly. tied for the team league in goal scored with
don't know.
Matthews and Kadri. He looks sluggish,
Unbelievable.
but he scores goals.
He skates like he's skating on quicksand, and he doesn't seem like a threat to me at all, but he's tied for the team league in scoring. It's unbelievable. He's going to get $8 million a year for playing like Dave Anderchuk.
Unless he takes a hometown discount to stay.
No chance. He is no chance he is going to be staying on the Leafs next year. Mark my words. Just like I was right with the West Coast trip, Wonderboy, and I'm always right. That's why it's my show. I do not see JVR staying. He is definitely a goner. I say by the trade deadline.
Trade him for a nice defenseman, top 4D.
It depends who's going to give.
Top 4D, a first rounder. We don't need first round. We
don't need picks no more. Well, we've been talking about this all season, Wonderboy. You're right.
It's got to happen sometime.
It's got to happen.
After that trade, who got traded? The
for the Ducks.
Sami Vatanen got traded for Adam Henrique and another player I don't remember.
I heard that if we needed to make that trade, they wanted Kadri or Connor Brown. I would have gave Connor Brown for that defenseman, no Kadri, because Kadri's playing the best hockey of his life. Connor Brown, I think, is replaceable. He's cheap at $2.5 million. I think he's a good player. But that defenseman was good, but Lou Lamoriello didn't want to pull the trigger. But he probably shot a couple people over the weekend anyways. Lamoriello's over there. Anyhow, Gardner is a liability. Mike Spataro with a good point. Yeah, definitely. I agree with you, Mike. Gardner is a liability. I still think he should be on the third line or fourth line as a forward. I definitely don't like him in our back end. Come playoff time, if he makes that mistake, it's going to be a little scary. The way the Leafs are going right now, we are 17-10-1 after 28 games with 35 points. 7th overall in the league, Wonderboy. And we're 3 points out of first. So it's a great start to the season with players like Nylander and Marner. They're not too far behind their output from last year, Wonderboy.
It seems like they are.
It's just their play, Wonderboy, right? So they're definitely not getting all the points that they should be getting. But Nylander's only 2 points off from last year. Marner's only 3. So they're still doing good in the point department, but they're not looking as, say, a Matthews out there or Kadri. You agree with that, Wonderboy?
Absolutely agree. Yes, I see that stat on against Vancouver.
I just paid you $9 million. What are you going to say? No? No, you're right. Talk to me about more stats. Talk to me, Wonderboy.
I seen something big the other day.
Okay.
So,
what was it?
You're
joking. That's a good stat right there.
Joking.
I'll get back into what I'm talking about here, Wonderboy. I'm going to predict right now. I see a Toronto against Montreal or Boston first.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Montreal, 5 wins in a row. Carey Price back.
Well, Carey Price,
Yeah,
guys.
5 points back from the Leafs now.
I hate Montreal, the passion. I hate their fans. I hate everything about them. I hate their crepes. I hate Bonhomme. I hate all those things. But when Carey Price is in net, they could beat anybody. It's they call a spade a spade. Can't stand him, but he's the best goalie in the world. It's like when Patrick Waugh was around. Hated them. Hated Stephane Richer. I wanted to give him a camel clutch. But Patrick Waugh's in that. They won in '93. I don't know how they won with that team. It was filled with a bunch of no-namers, and they won the cup. When you have the best goalie in the world, things happen. So, yes, I definitely see a Toronto either versus Montreal or Boston first round.
It'd be a big first-round playoff.
It'd be a huge first round. If we could knock out Montreal first round, home ice advantage, Wonderboy, I would be at all the games. You know that. You're probably going to have to...
Maybe one if I'm lucky.
You're probably going to have to sell yourself in Kijiji to a Russian couple somewhere just to get to that game. But I know you will do it because you are a diehard fan. Okay, upcoming games, guys. We got Wednesday versus Calgary rematch. Saturday against Crosby and the Pizza Boy, Phil Kessel. Saturday night in Pittsburgh. And a back-to-back game against Sunday against Edmonton. And for some reason... I think we're going to go, and I hate saying this, 1-3 this week. What do you think, Wonderboy?
Yeah, 1-2.
1-2, yes, Wonderboy. 1-2. I think we're going to beat Calgary.
Pittsburgh. I think we will beat Pittsburgh.
Ooh, you know Kessel, Crosby and Malkin, even though he looks
Matt
like
Murray's out for 2 weeks. They have their backup goalie in.
Okay, like I said, we're going to go 2-1 this weekend. I did not know that, Wonderboy. That's why you're on the show, and that's why you know your stats. I think Edmonton's coming out firing. McDavid in Toronto, he's going to, with Gretzky watching, Walter Gretzky there, I feel McDavid's going to have a huge game Sunday, unless Crosby or sorry, not Crosby Kadri just gives him a cross-check to his Adam's apple. How do you feel about that?
If he shuts him down like last time, why are you laughing?
I'm laughing.
Let me talk.
Because I'm not saying.
Let me talk.
I'm saying, Wonderboy. I just said he's going to cross-check him in his Adam's apple, and you went right into the stats. But yes, you think he'll shut him down like last
he did
time?
last time, yeah.
He did.
Like Kadri said, when he gets faced up against a big player, he steps up and he has great games.
I think like you're definitely right, Wonderboy. That was his coming out game last year when he shut down McDavid, stole the puck from him, scored the OT winner.
And McDavid cried to the ref.
Yeah, McDavid cried to the ref, but McLovin's got to understand that I love wearing V-necks, and Lucky's right. Your luck's luck right now, Lucky tonight. Good stuff from Lucky. All right, we got no more Leaf talk right now. We got a big game on December 9th. What's that all about, Wonderboy?
TFC rematch against Seattle, MLS Cup Finals.
Here's a little thing I want to say. How big of a game is this for Javinko?
I think it's huge. He's getting paid. He's getting paid $7 million a year.
U.S.
$7 million. After last year's disappointment, they were robbed, and they need a rebound. They need to redemption.
Wonderboy, I think it's safe to say he needs to have the biggest game of his life.
And Columbus, he didn't look that good.
You know what? I love the guy. He's one of my good friends. We talk all the time. I know, shout out to Javinko if you're listening. You're probably not because you're probably watching Latino right now. But if he does not play good on this game, I think his time in Toronto will be considered. As much awards as he won, as goals he scored, he needs to come up big this game.
When he came into the TFC that first season, nobody knew how to defend him. He came out scoring big goals. As of late, the season's come down. He's been regressing in the goals.
I agree. But the problem, I think, Wonderboy, he doesn't really have a distributor to give him the ball. But you are right. You're getting paid $9 million. You got to make stuff. I went to the finals last year. Wow, I would rather watch.
I will be going this year too.
I will definitely be there. People buy me tickets. We went over this before. They love bringing me to games. But they have to win this game. You know, if Argos won, we get TFC winning. It's going to be a good start to the year. And I'm living in Liberty Village now. Everyone's going to come to my condo for the after party. What do you feel about that, Wonderboy?
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so let's get into the Raptors. Hopefully TFC has a huge game. They need to have a big game. How are the Raptors doing, Wonderboy?
I think the Raptors are 15-7.
15-7, yes, you are correct. They're looking okay. I think they beat Indiana the last game.
110-105. They got close at the end.
Close. I love getting close to people. Okay, listen to me, Wonderboy. They have 9 games. 14-7. Hey, we're 1 game off. Their next 9 games are against teams under 500. There's no reason
to go at least 7-2.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I feel the same way. They have to go 7-2. They got to win these games. They want to separate themselves from the pack. You know, they're in an easy Eastern Conference. Somehow, maybe get by Boston or Cleveland, but you know what? Groundhog Day for those guys again.
Cleveland's won 11 in a row, something like that.
Cleveland's got the best player in the world.
They've turned it on like that.
LeBron, he's 32, 33 years old. He looks 23. He's a freak of nature. He's the best player in the world. I don't care who you give the MVP to, Westbrook, Durant. He's better than all those guys. Pound for pound, best player in the world. He's so fast, so strong. And yeah, that's why they're winning 11 straight. And he's really not getting any help right now, Wonderboy. So, see Durant the other day get kicked out for swearing at the ref?
Oh, I seen that, yeah.
Really, since he went to Golden State, he must have forgot all his meals or something because he's been not himself. Let's give a call out to one of our listeners, guys. I have a special guest coming in. Any questions, feel free to ask these questions.
Use the home phone?
Yeah, go grab the home phone, Wonderboy, please, if you don't mind. So feel free to ask any question, guys. We're on episode 15. Share this video, mail it out with a pigeon, do whatever you gotta do. Get the word out. JoeyTLive. I have a couple big things coming up. My next show will be coming from 5 Hannah Avenue. That's where I live. Don't come stalking me. That's not what I need right now. I'm trying to get married, not trying to get killed if I some crazy person here. Let's give that call out. Wonderboy, it's coming up. Any live questions right now? Wait for this call coming in. Hello, Luca.
How's it going, man? How's it going?
Hey, Luca. Welcome to the show, guys. I want to introduce you to Luca. He is from the Waterboy Report. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell everybody what you do, Luca?
Yeah, man. Well, I love
Well, that's good to hear, Luca. Well, you're doing great things. Over 8,000 people on your Instagram. I see a lot of passion in you, and that's why I'm bringing you up from the minors to the big show right now, because you definitely deserve to play in the first line with Matthews and Marner, and that's why you're here tonight. Luca, how do you feel about the Leafs right now in the first half of the season?
Well, I heard you say on this whole West Coast trip you had them winning 2 games, and you know what? It was a pretty good outcome. I know they got lucky in that game against Edmonton. Russell kind of gave it to them, and that picture after was packed with 1,000 words. But so far it's been so good, man. Second in the East, they're playing solid hockey right now, and they definitely look like a team that can make a run come playoff time.
Luca, quick question. Do you think Russell Crowe, when he went home to his wife, do you think she spit in his face?
Yeah, I tried not to think
Imagine that drive home by Russell Crowe. He probably heard a song from Adele and broke down in the car. But definitely was a rough game. So how'd you feel about the second and third game, Luca?
Yeah, so I was actually watching the game yesterday at a bar, and I mean, you gotta talk about this Leafs team. The games that they are, being outplayed in, whenever they're down and out, they're never out of the game. They almost single-handedly, came back after being down 2-0. They got that late goal. They were pushing late with seconds even less than the third. And like I said, I'm on board with the whole outcome because anytime you can take 2 wins on a pretty tough Western Conference, or not Western Conference, West Coast.
Always tough to get points out of there. You're right.
Anytime you can get points and get a couple of victories along the way, as they did, you catch a couple of breaks. You, as a fan, you definitely have to be satisfied with that outcome.
Good stuff, Luca. 2 quick questions for you too. One, who's your biggest surprise of the year so far for the Leafs? Right now on the roster.
Biggest surprise on the team right now? It's tough to say. I would, to be honest, man, like this was going to be one of those big years where I didn't know how they were going to react with all that, success they had last year. We didn't have success that we had with this team in a long, long time. So I wanted to see how they were going to bounce back this season. I thought they were going to come out of the gutter a little bit weak, but collectively as a team, they've been playing really, really well. It's tough for me to kind of put my finger on someone and say this guy has been impressing me the most. What's your take on that? Just to me, it's pretty tough. I just think collectively this team has stepped up in the right direction, and they're making headlines right now.
I think, my view on that, I think Riley has been the most impressive. I knew what everyone else was going to bring. I think Riley is close to being in the top 10 defensemen in the world right now, the way he's playing. I think the biggest letdown right now is the play of Marner, but he has been turning it around lately. So that's definitely, I would go with Riley, and the biggest letdown between Nylander and Marner, I would say. But again, those guys could turn it around. I think Jake Gardner, he's looks scary out there. I know me and Wonder Boy don't like him too much. How do you feel about Jake's play right now?
Yeah, Jake's been very up in the air. You can say what you want about the guy. He's, for this team to move in the right direction and to continue to, make a deep run, he's gonna have to step it up. And it's interesting you guys are, you're not too pleased with this play. And it's interesting you brought up Marner as well, because I had a chance to talk to his dad not too long ago, and he was actually the one that told me that this young Leafs team reminded him of the Blackhawks before they had all that success in the NHL.
Oh, I agree 100%. The Taves Kane first overall pick back to back, adding a presence like Hossa, which we brought in Marlowe, kind of have a lot of similarities. Only thing different, Luke, I think, is we don't have the Keith and Seabrook that they had, and I think that's why they went for the Cup in the first 3 years a lot faster than I say we are, till we get that Keith or Seabrook kind of guy. But they don't grow off trees, and they're not easy to get, that's for sure.
No, yeah, I would have to agree. Who do you think the Leafs would go after if they're kind of going for that last 50 feet as they make a push for the possibly even the Cup this year?
I have no idea what
Tyson
Lamoriello.
Berry?
Who's that?
Tyson Berry on Colorado, maybe.
You know what? I think Luca, Wonderboy, I think Lamoriello has something up his sleeve. He loves the city. I heard him on the Fan 590. He really knows what he's doing. I think a lot of armchair manager quarterbacks, whatever you want to call them, are all speculating these trades, this trade. He's done a one hell of a job right now. Up to 3 weeks ago, I thought he made the biggest mistake with Anderson. But then I started seeing how many rubbers and shots he's been facing and his record over the first. I don't know if you heard that stat, best record, second best record, Luka, for the first 200 games in a career by a starting goalie since 2005, and 8th all time. And there was signs for his head last month, the way he started. So who knows? At the end of the day, I think the Leafs are on the upside. A team like Edmonton's on the downside, obviously. Switching topics here, I want your take on the Toronto FC game. Luka, a huge game, December 9th. Rematch from that boring snooze fest that I was at last year. How big of a game, me and Wonderboy talked about this early, how big of a game does Javinko need to have on the 9th?
Listen, these guys have to step it up, and these guys got to deliver, because you talk about a Toronto FC team, this is the exact same MLS Cup final a year later. They're at home. They cannot lose once again in front of their fans. Javinko's got to have a good game. Altidor's got to step up. But he of course stepped up in the last game and answered the call to get it to this point, because, to be honest, you look at this whole playoff run, and I would say Toronto is kind of lucky to be in this position. I was there when they played New York. They were lucky to get out of there. The goalie's been keeping them into it. And you look at the last game that they were playing too. They were fortunate of a couple of those Columbus plays in the box.
Oh, yeah.
Against them, because they caught a couple of breaks.
Big time.
The fact that they're in this position, man, once again against Seattle, I forgot the exact details of the stat, but I think the Sounders haven't allowed a playoff goal. I want to say in 5 playoff games or something, or a game under that. So they've been sound, no pun intended, defensively. And Toronto is going to have to bring their A game and then some if they want to put in some goals. So what a better guy to call on, like you said, than Javinko. He's going to have to step up. He's played in big games before, and he's going to have to be the guy that we all have grown to love here in the city.
Definitely.
We do have a place, I'm pretty sure, in Liberty Village. I'm hoping they win, because I'm hoping we're going to be partying after.
Oh, we're gonna burn the city. You know what? I'm coming out with a prediction here, Wonderboy. Emma, they are winning this game. They're not gonna go 0-2. Like, the letdown last year when I left that stadium was disgusting. The vibe was dead. The whole city collapsed. They have to win. It's a team game, soccer. I think they have to come out like they just did MDNA at one of those music festivals and come out flying. They have to play like it's their last game, because Luka, Wonderboy, imagine they lose this game. Imagine, and this is just me saying, I'm not jinxing them. They go 0-2, second time home field advantage, second time their crowd's in front of them, and they leave losers, because last year it was the most boringest 90 minutes since a bad movie that I watched with my ex maybe 7 years ago. It was terrible. Terrible soccer, no livelihood. It was cold, freezing. I got a beer, it froze on my way to the seat, Luka. It was disgusting. So I know Javinko, he has a lot of pride. Even after last game, I know my friend, when he has a bad game, he is not happy. He will come out flying this game. He has to.
Yeah, he has to. And the pressure's going to be on TFC, of course. They lost last year. Similar scenario. They are at home. The key for them is going to have to get that early goal. The longer this game goes,
Absolutely.
it's going to favor Seattle, because they know last year it went into extra time, went to penalty kick, and they got the job done. Toronto is going to come out strong, put a goal on the board, maybe even 2, and they got to set the tone. And I agree with you 1,000%. If they lose this game, it's going to be disastrous for this city. It's going to be terrible beyond belief.
Even for the franchise, Luka, I would say. Never mind the city. You go 0-2 MLS Cup finals back-to-back years and you lose both at home, I don't think they could ever recover from that. There's no way.
I mean, it wouldn't be as bad as when the Bills lost 4 straight Super Bowls, but it would be up there.
You know,
Exactly what you're saying.
that's up there, buddy, because no one throws a party like Joey Tomaselli, and I definitely need that in Liberty Village. What a nice homecoming, leaving my parents' basement, going back to Liberty Village with an MLS title. As you can see last year, Luke, I was holding up the Eastern Conference trophy in the middle of the field because they knew who I was. I walked up to someone, Luka. They must have thought I was a manager for Milan or something. I walked right on the field, and before you know it, I was lifting the trophy. That's what I bring to the field every time I go, Luka. But are you going to be at the game, Luka?
So I want to say yes, but I'm still kind of uncertain. I'm hoping for a guy to come through. Hopefully, if he's watching the show, he does come through. But I'm going to give myself a 90% chance that I will be at the game. Hopefully, I am at the game. Got to talk to the right people. And if they do win the game, which we both anticipate, because I agree with you, I can't see them losing this game again. all rush the field, we all party it up, and then we go join yourself for a good after party, and then.
Well, Luca, I just got some information from my mom. We are having a garage sale for you Wednesday to try to get you that ticket to come to the MLS, and my mom's got a lot of antique stuff. You're gonna get some good seats, buddy. I think she's gonna sell her membership for Candy Crush. She just said at the garage sale. You definitely are coming to the game, Luca. And again, Luca, over 8,000 followers this kid has. I've watched him grow, and I don't know anyone as much passion as you, Luca. You tell them about your T-shirts, and you even giving some of your funds coming in from the shirts to a special charity of your choice. Can you give a little description of that, Luca?
Yeah, so through what I've been able to do, I've gone into doing some merchandising, and I do have some shirts right now. Got a slogan that states "Leaf fans do it better, Raptors fans do it better." The TFC brand is going to be coming soon, but like you were mentioning, proceeds of all sales will be going to Special Olympics Ontario.
Oh, you're a beautiful person, Luca. That's so nice.
I have a couple of friends who compete in the games, kind-hearted people, and anytime you can give back to those special types of people, that's always a win in my book. And yeah, man, I'm just like you guys. I love talking sports. I'm a big WWE head as well. We got Royal Rumble's still 2 months away, but it's almost the road to WrestleMania, and we should definitely do some WWE talk.
Yes, we'd love to have you live on the show. I know Madonna's actually a little bit mad at you because she used to have a shirt in one of her videos. You weren't born around that time. It said Italians do it better. So I definitely see a lawsuit coming in your future. But you know what? Screw her. She's been with every player in the NHL. You don't need to hear from her at all. She's a great singer, but you definitely might see a lawsuit. I'll be your lawyer. We'll take care of that, Luca. Good things coming up for you. I see you on Sportsnet or TSN in about 3 weeks. I predicted the West Coast trip, and I predict you being on one of those shows. One hell of a guy. Pleasure knowing you, Luca. Thank you for coming on the show. Wonder Boy is going to give $1 million from his new contract to you right now. So instead of making $9 million, he's now making $8 million. He just gave me a face with disgust, Luca. But you definitely deserve that $1 million. I can't wait to have you live on the show. I got an extra microphone with your name on it. Thank you, Luca, for coming on the show. And again, guys, check out his Instagram. Luca, spit it out for me. What is it again? Unbelievable stuff, Luca. I love your hair. I love what you're up to. Keep it going, brother. And again, I'll see you Saturday because we have the.
Thank you so much for having me on JoeyTLive, and thank you, Wonder Boy and Joey. See you guys soon.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
Bye.
So yeah, guys, that is my good buddy Luca, the Waterboy Report. Kid's amazing. Has so much passion. I never see him getting married because all he does is talk sports. I think when he's on a date, he sells her the shirt and he just leaves and just doesn't even talk to her after. That's what I would do too, as I'm starving right now. Well, guys, I'm out of my parents' basement. Good things are coming. I know my mom and dad misses me. My mom misses me filming her doing squats in front of Candy Crush and doing shoulder presses. It's been a good run here, 2.5 months. Guys, I never wanted to come back home. I thought I was always going to be living downtown. Had a little situation rented on my place. Long story short, if it wasn't for the move back home, JoeyTLive would not be here. Wonder Boy wouldn't even have a name. He'd just be another kid named Nicholas going to school, being an economic. What do you do again over there?
Economics. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm right. Now Wonder Boy's famous, getting paid $9 million, and things are going good. Do we have any other questions before we shut this down, Wonder Boy? Because I got to get back to Liberty Village. They need me. We have any good questions out there?
Just Mike Spataro saying too many days off between games, which I agree with that.
Oh, Mike Spataro, he is the union rep for my show. You know what, Mike? I had a big moving week this week. I moved out Thursday, had bed, my back. It's like Mary Lemieux in 93. It's suffering. My quads hurt. So, yes, Mike, but there was a couple late West Coast games. I didn't want to go live at 11:30, 12 at night. I feel a lot of people would be sleeping. I definitely didn't want to miss them. Richard, what's going on? Who's this? Tim Shaw, that's awesome. You're awesome, Tim. Don't ever forget that. I love you just as much as you love me. Lucky supporting me. Guys, we've probably got over 60,000 viewers right now. Things are blowing up. Share this wherever you want. And again, we're going to have a garage sale for Luca this Wednesday. My mom's hosting it. We're going to get him at the TFC game. I'll be there. Wonder Boy will be there. Huge game for the Toronto FC. Huge weekend coming up for the Leafs. Wonder Boy, hit my freaking music. I'm tired. It's time for some cookies and milk.
Dude.
Good show.